Welcome. I'm going to be demonstrating how to go through the test mode of a Roland 303 groove box. You're going to need a foot switch plugged into the foot switch port, as well as, of course, plugged into headphones or speakers. And you're also going to need a MIDI cable so that you can perform a MIDI test. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to plug your MIDI cables into the device like so. Because what's going to happen is on the very first, not the first step, but basically like the fourth or fifth test that's performed, it's going to test the MIDI interface and then have you unplug the cables. So the first thing you'll need to do is hold down the arpeggio on button and also the rhythm part button at the same time while you turn the device on. Actually, you need to hold them down while you turn it on, so I gotta hold it. Okay, there we go. So hold it down, there we go. Now we're in test mode. Okay, so it's gonna go first show the program ROM version and then the data ROM version, and that's actually after it's performed the first three tests. So if we actually go to the manual here, we can see that the first test is to test the memory. If the memory's okay, it moves on to the next section. If the battery's okay, it moves on to the next test from test 1 to test 2. We have no errors. And then the MIDI test runs automatically. And if the MIDI test passes, it then shows you the program ROM and data ROM versions as we saw. So now I just need to remove the MIDI cable and it will move on to test 5. Not really sure why there's not a test 4. I guess this is test 4, just showing the versions. So now I just need to press this right here, and you can see it actually registers that the foot switch is working properly. Then we can go ahead and press the shift button here to move on, and then all of the LEDs show up. So during this phase, you basically need to press all the buttons. It doesn't have to be in a specific order, but the manual does recommend a certain order. So if we go down here, we can see it shows, like, there's a kind of a rhyme and reason about it. So let's go ahead and just do that. So first we're going to press the arpeggio on button, and that ends up making a sound. Next we press this play quantize button, and we need to do that 4 times. So 2, 3, 4 to complete that. Then we press the effects button, the portamento button, the LFO button, envelope button. Okay, then we can do the part select, part mute, and part rhythm. Then we can do the rhythm part 1, 2, 3, 5. We can do the left select, and then do the right one about 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The tie and the rest, the record, stop, the play, the enter, the exit. Then we go down to octave down and up, transpose, pattern set, real-time pattern set, and then play mode is 3. So 1, 2, 3. As you saw, the LEDs change there. Function key, hold on, scale. Yeah. Scale, function, and then shift button is also like 4 times. And then all of these. We're good. So all of the buttons are working well. Let's go back to the manual again. So now we're going to do the encoder test to make sure the encoder is working properly. It should go from a range of -24 to +24. So let's just go ahead and test that out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next test by pressing the Shift or the Enter button. Let's go look at the manual. Okay, so now we're just going to do the actual knob test to make sure that they go from a range of 0 to 127. So, yeah, okay. The volume is the only one that you're not going to be testing, because otherwise you're not going to be able to hear the noises. So let's go ahead and start with this knob here. Once you reach 0 after going up all the way, it won't make the sound again. That's fine. And then now we can go to the next one. Okay, that one's working well. Now to the effects one. Oh wow, it actually stopped after it went all the way up to 127. I guess the moment you hit the full range, it's good. That way you're not testing it more than once. Okay, now we're doing this one. That one was kind of acting weird, but it was fine in the end. I might need to replace that eventually. This one I just replaced, and in fact, I got the parts from Centaur, and I took these actually come with a washer and a nut, and I actually put that on there. Unlike it didn't come with them, and so I think that's going to make it a lot more stable. It might hurt it. It might put pressure on the board. I'm not really sure. But I think it'll stabilize it. I did the same thing. I took another one from another one and put it on this envelope because it's starting to feel kind of wobbly. So let's go ahead and test this. Okay, resonance. On the envelope. Okay. That sounded like an organ. Kind of reminds me of Mist in the ship that takes you to the Selenitic age. Okay, so let's see. Those are all the knobs, and so now we can press the Shift button to move on to the next test. Okay, so now this is stereo test, and then we got press Shift again, left, right pan, pretty good. Chorus. This is reverb test. I wonder if I can change the effect. Probably not. Okay, press Shift again. This is the low boost. I really don't know if mine is engaged or not. I don't hear a difference. You can also hold Shift and go back up. Now it's going to factory load. So that completes the whole test. But the documentation said that you could actually hold down the Shift key and press these other buttons. Yeah. Yeah, the keypad buttons. If I just not Shift, but if I pressed the keypads, it would have changed and went back if I wanted it to. Okay, and then after that, it does a factory reset. It seems factory load. That's what it seems it means. Now, after you're done with that, this of course are instructions for an actual factory preset if you want to do that alone. By the way, make sure that you actually back up your data using the SysEx dump from MIDI, because it looks like that factory reset might actually clear out any of your song data that you've put in there. So just a heads up. Okay, and then if you want to check your battery voltage and also check your versions again, you can press the scale button and let's see here, scale and Shift. Yeah, so hold down these two buttons here. Hold them down, and if you press this button, the R, it'll show you the program ROM version. If you press this clap, it'll show you the data ROM version. If you press 5, it'll show you the battery. And it looks like I can also look at other things. I'm not really sure what that is. That or that. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Obviously, other diagnostic information. NNS, Neo, interesting. But yeah, there's the battery. 2.9, not bad for a 3-volt. So that concludes everything, I believe. Let's see. Nothing else in here. Of course, this is the bulk dump. This is what you would want to do with the MIDI. Connect it to your computer and use a program. Like on a Mac, you can use, there's a program called MIDI, oh no, it's here, SysEx. Yeah, SysEx Librarian on a Mac. I forget the name of the program for a PC, but there's one that's out there that's freeware. You don't have to pay for it. Okay, so that's the full test